Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into the Nintendo Drive. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Or, if you're getting cozy and listening to us on your podcast feed, make sure you're following and leaving us nice reviews. You can also support the show on Patreon and pick up some awesome merch. Links to those and more are in the description, but let's get the show started.
What's up, gamers?
What's up, gamers?
There you go. You get to say it. There you go.
Man, I've been waiting for that.
Getting straight into it. I love it. Well, hey, everybody. Good to see you. Yes, as you guys can hear, we have a special guest with us this week, the Clayton Dwyer, that y'all may know from the community. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on through, spending a little bit of time with us, telling you, well, we can just sit here and be quietly jealous about the Japan trip and get to hear about some of your experiences at the Nintendo Museum. I'm excited. But, you know, we're going to pin that for now, of course.
Of course,
you've been listening to the show for a little while. You know that we like to pin these things.
Love pinning.
Yeah, we pin things a lot, but I'm glad to see everybody. Sean's here in the chat. The camera loves this beautiful human. I agree. There you go.
We all do.
Everybody's out here. Look at this. JB's here. Fulia's here. Woman's here. Hey, everybody, hanging out with us on YouTube and Twitch tonight. We appreciate y'all for coming on through. How is everybody? Amanda, how are you doing?
So good.
You good?
So good. No, I'm excited to geek out about Japan. That's my excitement for today. I want to geek out and just be jealous. So I'm very excited for Clayton to be here. It's going to be a great time.
I'm glad Clayton's here too. I'm excited to sit here and chat with y'all tonight. Clayton, how are things? How have you been?
All good here. It's been a nice day. Went to the dermatologist today and got the all clear, so
Let's go.
I'm on cloud 9.
Let's go. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Shout outs to the dermatologist.
Yeah.
Shout outs to that. Well, if I may, if y'all will allow it, we can shout out the dermatologist, but we can also shout out a little bit of housekeeping.
Yes.
Housekeeping. Yeah, shout out to the dermatologist making a comeback, says Sean there in the chat, making a comeback. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping here before we get into things. First of all, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us here live on YouTube and or Twitch. We do this every Thursday night, so y'all can hang out with us while we do the show live. You can also support the show over on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where there is a litany of exclusive content, like Fulia's episode of the Pants Patreon podcast for patrons podcast. That's out now. And the Fiona McKinnon of the Xbox Drive fame, is up next. So that's like a weekly AMA show that we do over there on Patreon. So go ahead and head over there and check that out. Speaking of Fulia, early access is now available to the Mini Indie Van, which is a monthly indie show. I think the new episode of that just went live over on Patreon as well. Yeah, an abundance of content, says Sean. Heaps and kilos of content. So yeah, that's early access over on Patreon for now. Please give Fulia feedback. She is listening to your feedback for that show. So we appreciate all of that. You can also pick up merch on our website, carpoolgaming.com. Anytime we are live on Twitch, you can gift merch to Twitch chat, so that is also very appreciated over there. And we appreciate y'all for your support over there. You get a 7-day free trial to Patreon and check out that abundance, that profusion of content over there for free for 7 days. Thanks for doing that.
Profusion. What is that? Sean,
proliferation of content.
Oh my God, please.
That thesaurus is getting a workout tonight.
Yeah, really.
It often does. It often does. Okay, well, y'all, gamers, would y'all like to talk about some video games? We got a special guest here who has just come into our show notes doc and actually has video games for a change. We like never have games in here. We actually have a gamer here tonight. Somebody playing video games. Well, tell me about it. What's been going on?
So right now my main game I'm playing is Detective Pikachu Returns,
Let's
which
go.
is not a good game. It's not fun. It doesn't look good, but I am having a good time playing it. I think I mostly just like seeing the Pokemon in a different context. It's kind of like cute seeing how they pop up. And I just played through a very pivotal mission with, I don't know, the big reveal. That's not a big reveal. If you saw the movie, you know the reveal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So I think I'm getting close to the end of that. And then I always have some games I just pop into all the time. So my main one's Balatro. It's like, it's just always time for Balatro. I think I'm closing in on 200 hours in that. So
oh my god,
200 hours?
Oh my god. And it's like there's still stuff I need to accomplish in it, so it's fun. And then recently I was actually logging on to play Balatro, and my best friend from high school texted me, and she's like, "Hey, my son who's in 4th grade, she's like, he saw you're online. Will you play Fortnite with him?" And I was like, yeah, I'll play Fortnite with him.
You got Amanda's attention.
Pause. We need to talk. Clayton, when are we playing Fortnite? Hello.
I'm not that good, but
that's okay.
I've played it a lot over the years, and I kind of got back into the swing of things. But so
we're here for the vibes.
We were on. yeah, exactly. And he was completely carrying us. We were playing duos, and we were on FaceTime. It was so cute, and he was just like, "Okay, follow me over here." So that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
and I'm going home next week, so I'm going to play with him in person then.
Aww.
So that'll be fun. Yeah.
You've unlocked something. We're going to play Fortnite, and I can't wait.
And since then, I have logged on by myself a couple times, and I'm like, oh man, this is so fun.
Yes.
And it's just like fun seeing the new stuff they add. So it's been a good time. And then I'm playing through Vivid Loop. Just like this.
You're playing Vivid Loop?
Yeah, I think I might have heard about it on the Koopa Cast, maybe.
I
heard about it somewhere, and I downloaded it, and it's so weird. That game is so hard.
It can get
to
hard.
Do well.
Yeah,
but it's so casual because you don't have to do well. They're like, if you get a letter grade, you're fine. So I got like a D+, and they're like, oh, cool, good job.
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta pull up footage of this while you talk about it. Sorry, people need to know about Vivid Loop. Yes.
It has like kind of Dreamcast vibes, I would say. Like the artwork reminds me of like Choo Choo Rocket or something.
Totally.
I'm playing as this little fox with a beret, and you get little power ups. And what I like about it too is you don't have to do every level. They're like, if you complete 8 levels in a world, you can move on. So you can play it really casually, which is kind of what I'm doing. So you can see how crazy it gets.
It can get pretty crazy. Yeah.
And when you get going fast, I'm like, I don't know what to do at that point. But yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah. And then, it's the Dreamcast vibes. You nailed it. Like that's totally what it is. Like it feels like a sort of like if Namco made an arcade game in the Dreamcast era, that's what this is.
Yeah, the vibes are really good, and it's a little mind bendy with how you walk on all the different surfaces. It's like a Mobius strip sometimes, so it's been a good time. I'll just pop in, like play a few levels each day, so it's pretty fun.
I'm thrilled to hear this. That is a great. People need to be aware of that game. It's
Clayton says Mobius, and I'm immediately like Xenoblade. Excuse me, and it looks nothing like that.
And not quite Xenoblade, but. You know.
No, not quite.
And then just yesterday, I got Shishingo.
Okay,
it was on sale, and it's something I've been looking at. So I've been learning Japanese for the past couple of years. So I have like a couple apps I do, and then I take class once a week. So I was like, oh, this is like a cute way to just practice some vocab. So basically, you're in
helpful? You like it?
So far, not like super helpful, I'd say, but it's just like cute, and it's a good way to just refresh some vocab. And you take a picture of any object, any building in the game, and it'll tell you what it is in Japanese. And what I really like is on the flip side of each card, it gives you extra vocab, which those are the ones where a lot of them I'm like, oh, I don't know this. It's like verbs and stuff or onomatopoeia that I haven't learned. So I think it's a good kind of like fun refresher tool, or if you're thinking about learning Japanese, a good way to start just to like learn some words, maybe learn the hiragana. So I think it's really cute. The presentation's great, but Yeah, it has a lot more to it too. There's like lessons in it. There's different modes where you have to like find the object that the game's telling you. So there's different
Yeah.
ways to kind of come at the learning. So I've only played it maybe
Okay.
like a couple hours, but it's been very fun. It's very relaxing, very cozy. So
Yeah. Cute
yeah,
vibes. Yeah. I
yeah,
backed this
very.
on Kickstarter and like I have it and I've not even booted it up yet. I just have not gotten around to it. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
love the
cute.
idea. It's a great idea for a
Yeah,
game, and
very clever.
any way that you can make like that educational thing a little bit more like interactive, I'm totally on board with. And I
Yes.
did Duolingo for maybe like 4 months or something and fell off of it. So
Hmm.
yeah, this will be
That's how
something I
I
can actually
started
play.
too, and it's like at a certain point you hit a wall. So now when I'm in
Right.
class, I'll learn something. I'm like, oh, I saw that on Duolingo, but I didn't understand why it works that way. So I find with language learning, it's like coming at it from as many directions as possible is good. So
Mm-hmm.
this game's
Yeah.
I'm liking it. Yeah.
Let's go. I love that. I think Folio was playing that too. It's yeah, it's great to have something, just kind of on deck like that you can fool around with and yeah, keep the cuz if you don't practice it, you'll get rusty, right? It's like, you
Exactly.
know, I'll be up there. The only thing that I will use when I go to Japan is I'll just keep the sumimasen in my back pocket. Like
Yep.
I'll just have that ready to go, man.
You just need that, Ohio gozaimasu and
Yeah.
arigato gozaimasu, and that'll get you far.
Yeah. Yes, Amanda.
Wait, I want Clayton to say a sentence in Japanese. I want to hear.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
say
Can be
Nihongo o
anything.
hanasu koto ga dekimasen, which means I can speak Japanese, which is kind of true.
I love that.
Let's go.
I love it. Oh, cool.
Enough to get you by,
Yep. Yeah, it was really fun being over there, getting to practice in person, and had a couple taxi drivers, so I told them that I was learning, and so they were asking me really basic questions, talking
Aw,
really slowly, and it was so
that's
sweet. And I was
nice.
like,
Yeah.
Aw.
I hear the people are very nice there, like just in general to tourists.
everybody is,
Yeah.
yeah, and everyone wants to help you, and most people speak English too, so it's like really easy to get around, and just
Nice.
everyone's really friendly there.
I can attest. One of my friends, Susan, just ran the Tokyo Marathon last weekend. She not only met Harry Styles, which is very rare, but she also said that, like at the finish line, she goes, "I was shocked with how many people spoke English and were just able to help
Mm,
direct me." And she's like, "Nobody judged me for not really being able to talk." Like I just think that's so
yeah,
cute.
yeah, that's a really weird place to meet Harry
I
I
know
was
Styles.
he
gonna
ran the
say she
marathon.
glossed over the Harry's. He
He
ran the marathon.
He ran the marathon in 3 hours and 24 minutes.
Wow.
Ari Styles,
Oh
and
Wow.
my goodness.
she like ran into him, and she didn't know who he was. And I was like, oh my god, Susan is
Oh
like
my
in her like
goodness.
late 50s, so she's like, I don't know who this guy is. And then he kind of like introduced himself, and she was like, oh, okay.
Wait, that's a
So
pretty quick
Wow.
time too.
I
He's like
Yeah.
know,
he's
I
like a
know.
runner.
Cool.
He ran faster than me. Guess what, Ari? You're going down. It's my
I'm
goal.
trying to get to a half marathon. I've done like 8 miles is my max I've ever hit, and I'm like,
Oh, that's
I don't
so
know how to go
good.
beyond that.
Oh, I got you. I got
Oh,
you.
look.
Fortnite and running. We'll talk.
Yeah, yeah,
3 miles in the morning. I'm like dead after 3 miles. I'm like ready to hang up the
yeah.
towel. Man. It's rough. That's awesome.
Sean says he's super tall. Is that true?
Is Harry
I
Styles
thought
tall?
Is he?
I
He
thought
looked
he was
very
talking about
stylish.
me.
Clayton, are you tall?
I am very tall. I'm 6'6".
Oh,
You're
oh my God.
6'6"?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
wow.
Good for
I feel
you.
so
Look at
short.
you. Yeah, no
I'm
kidding.
just a wee bab at 5'4".
Okay, Harry Styles is 6 foot. He's 6 foot
Okay.
according to
Okay.
Google. So
That's not
you
bad.
know, yeah, he's not short.
Clayton's like, pfft.
That's how tall I was in like third grade, but whatever.
Yeah, no worries.
I
Yeah,
love
no big
this.
deal. Okay, hell yeah. Let's go. Okay, well, Amanda, what's been going on with you? What have you been playing?
Hi.
Hi.
One thing has changed. Well, let me start. We're always playing Fortnite, as I mentioned. Clayton always playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the last campfire. We are
What?
just
Come on now.
we
This is like
are
a 3 hour game, Amanda.
still playing. We are 6 hours in. We are thriving. But it's because I don't play it all the time. And then I get stuck. There was one puzzle with you had like these snake tiles and there was like water, but there was only certain spots in the water you could go to. It looked like some type of snake. Sean, don't yell at me in the chat. Stop that. And I got really stuck. It was the brain was not braining, and thank God someone from another community who had been playing this game rated me and was like, let me help you. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, thank you. But I still don't wonder, every time I'm like, why aren't we done? Why are we still going? I got a boat. I got to pick the boat by my robot friend, and so now I have a duck boat because my baby boat got destroyed, so that's new.
Hell yeah, duck boat.
But we're still vibing. And then I got this developer called Blackfield Entertainment reached out to me to play what they titled the email as Zelda with balls, parentheses, throwing, which I was like,
okay.
What? Way to like get me to read an email.
Zelda with balls. Okay.
And it's like a dodgeball game that has RPG elements and everything is hand drawn. And I guess I wasn't supposed to play it till March 10th, but they said there was no embargo, but I played it anyway.
Oh.
It's fine.
Well, if there's no embargo, then you're good.
That's what I said. Yeah. So it's fine. But it's a really interesting game, pretty much all voice acted, which I kind of like. They listed out where the voice actors were from, and there was somebody that was like, oh, wait, I think I know who that is.
What's it called? What is this?
The game is called Ink Inside.
Okay, so it's not called Zelda with balls.
No, they just told me it is Zelda with balls. Yeah, that's their marketing tactic, which they got me immediately. But it's like really interesting, and there's like cut scenes that are like actual like cinematic videos. It reminded me, I was telling Waman, who's currently in the chat, it reminded me a little bit about Amanda the Adventurer, because there's like these cinematic moments, and this little girl affects she drew this story. But yeah,
cute.
I played a little bit of this. It's kind of cool. It's different, but it's like a dodgeball academia, but you're defeating these guys called fuzzballs. So
okay,
and there's Stick, the main character with one arm, stunning. It's actually like a cute story. So, but you just kind of go around and you throw dodgeballs at people. But
this looks cute.
It is cool. It's like very well done too. There's just like so many cool, funky elements to it. And like I said, there's RPG elements. So it's pretty neat. I don't really get the full Zelda vibe, at least yet. Maybe they just meant that in the sense of like kind of an RPG.
This does look like Dodgeball Academia.
Yeah,
it does
right?
remind me a lot of that. Yeah.
That girl curses. That's all she does is say potty mouth words. But yeah, so it's been kind of cool. I'll play more of it next week when they told me, play it after March 10th. We got you, boo-boo.
When the actual embargo is.
The fake embargo. But it's pretty cool. Kind of an interesting game. I really love the fact that like random indie devs will reach out and just be like, hey, will you just stream our game? Here's some codes to give away some games. Like no pressure. Because I think that's where we find like the hidden gems. And this is definitely, it's something. It's definitely something.
Look at you. Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Is that coming to Switch?
Yes, it is. So it's releasing this month on Switch. It's currently on PC. I think it might also be on PlayStation and Xbox, but their big thing right now is that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, super cool. So shout out to them. They just seem like a super fun group. They were very funny to email with, which I always enjoy. And they like made some cool call outs about my content that I was like, okay, you've actually watched me. You're not just saying things. So, yeah, shout out to them. Pretty fun.
Ink Inside, Zelda with balls.
Zelda with balls, parentheses, throwing.
It's giving me Teen Girl Squad vibes.
Let's go. Yeah.
That like paper background. It's like,
I
dig it.
Yes. Look, a little Homestar Runner reference around here will get you
so
far.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
So, yeah. What about you, Seth? Your turn.
So what's her face?
And so.
I have not, I'm going to be real, I have not been playing much really new at all. It's just more Cabernet. I've played a little bit more of that, which I'm really enjoying that game. I'm having a really good time with it. I talked about it a little bit last week, I think. I got a little bit further. Some new mechanics have been revealed to me. For example, did you know that if a vampire drinks too much blood, they can get drunk on blood? That happened.
No, didn't know that. Good to know.
They can get
Good to
drunk,
know.
and it's not great. It's and it's not a good thing. You get drunk, and then like the world's like kind of shaky, and like you get stat bonuses, but also the amount of like blood that you lose from day to day is like a higher percentage. So it's like just a bad thing, and you want to avoid it. But it's very easy to get accidentally drunk in that game. That's been happening to me a lot. Because I'll go to like feed, and then it's just like all of a sudden I'm drunk. So
Woman in the chat says, that makes sense.
like you do. Like you do. So yeah. Just
to all
I
of
just
our
wished listed
vampires
that
out there.
today.
Oh, did you?
Oh.
You wish listed it?
Yeah, that looks awesome.
It's great. No, it's really good. But I'll tell y'all what I'm really excited about. It just came out today on the Nintendo Switch. I'm very excited. I'm trying to pull up a trailer real quick. This game called Sorry We're Closed just came out on Switch today, and I am very excited to play this. This is firmly on the front log. It's called Sorry We're Closed, and it has been described to me essentially as like queer Silent Hill, like essentially with like these kind of like cast of like great queer characters, kind of like survival horror vibes and everything, but the kind of gameplay of it is very like kind of tank control. I think the tank controls are optional, but it's like corridor based survival horror, but you can go into like a first person mode, and it's kind of like Killer 7, which I'm like, all of these things I'm like check. This is a very like Seth coded game. Like this is just right up my alley, and I can't wait to play it. It just came out today.
Wow.
So yeah,
That looks
very
kind
into
of
it.
spooky.
Yeah, a little nasty.
Oh, look at the
It
little
is.
rat.
Yeah.
The little rat had a little birthday hat on. What a baby.
I just love the vibes. Like I love the visual style of it. I love the colors. I love all that stuff.
Ooh.
So it's called Sorry We're Closed.
People in the chat can't see the video.
Oh really? I see it. I have
So
it
do
up on
I.
the-
Yeah, I did
I
too.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
That's
it's
okay.
out today. It came out on PC, I think, last year. But it's out on Switch and other consoles today. So
Seth,
yeah.
it was weird because in our little Nintendo Drive run of show doc, it says front log, sorry we're closed. And I was like, does that mean you're not playing anything on the front log anymore? What the heck does that mean?
No, not exactly. Not exactly. Yeah,
I love a
no,
game where the title is a full sentence.
just
Like,
sorry we're
it hits
closed.
just right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to play that. We'll see how that all goes. I'm not going to have time to play it probably until the weekend, but I'm excited to get in there. I love the vibes of it. I love that. It's actually the same publisher as Cabernet, and I'm like, okay, like y'all are publishing some cool stuff, so keep an eye on them. Akupara Games, I think, is what they're called.
That's a cute name.
Yeah. I don't know if it means anything. I'm sure it does. But
Clayton will
Okay.
know someday.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
yeah, get around to it. You'll figure out all the different languages and whatnot. Oh goodness, yeah. Lachlan told me that they couldn't see the game either. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is with that. Sorry, y'all. Look it up. It's called Sorry We're Closed. It's really good.
Look it up.
Make this a really interactive experience. Give the audience homework. Just do that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Lachlan in the chat says, "Okay, I'm going to say it right now. Clayton is a precious baby we must protect." So
Yes,
there you go.
protect me, please.
Oh, stop.
Well, before we start gushing about the Nintendo Museum, we do have a couple of questions not related to the Nintendo Museum that I thought maybe we'd go ahead and tackle first. And then we'll kind of just go full bore into Japan and Nintendo Museum and all of that. The first one comes to us from Yon32, who asked, and this came out of a conversation this morning. We were talking in the Discord about like review scores and stuff this morning. So I'm curious how y'all feel about this. Yon32 says, good question for the show. Would you rather have 2 enjoyable 7s or 1 9 in terms of like reviews? Like 2 games that are like enjoyable, but they got like a 7 out of 10 for most places, or 1 game that got a 9 out of 10 for most places? What do you guys think?
I think I'd go with the 7s.
I'm with you. I
Yeah,
love
To
a
get
seven.
more games.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think a game that doesn't like hit everyone across the board, it's like it might hit you really
Totally.
well.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think sometimes that's where you find the more interesting stuff. It's like something that's not like a clear knockout. I think that could
We
be
are on
really
the same
fun to
page.
play.
Yep. Yep. If something has like kind of more middling reviews, I'm way more interested to see what's up with it, because that means that there's something interesting in there that got people to think one way or another. You know, some of my favorite games of all time are 7s by most people's estimation. You know what I mean? Sarthina in the chat makes a good point saying 1.9, I don't got time. So like I do get it. Like I understand that perspective. Where are you at, Amanda, with this?
I would probably say the 2.7s. Low-key, I feel like a lot of the games I play are kind of like that 7-8 range anyway. But they're just like, I don't know, like I don't really mind. And maybe that's because I'm not, like, I don't judge games really toughly. I'm just like, am I having fun? If I'm having fun,
Yeah.
is it cute? Okay. I'm not like, oh my God, these graphics though. Well, I mean, unless you're Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But outside of that, you know, like most games, I'm like, oh, if it's just like enjoyable, if I'm having a good time. I mean, I'm the girl that plays Fortnite even when it's lagging and stuck on loading shaders. And every time the last campfire freezes, I'm like, we're fine. We're so good.
What did Mitch call it when the shaders don't load in Fortnite, like plastic marshmallows or whatever? Pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't mind 2.7s. One more 7 and it's good luck.
Look, I'll take a 7. I'll take a 7 over a 9 just about it. I don't need every game to change my life.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. Like sometimes I just painted marshmallows. Thank you guys. In the
Thank
chat.
you, Sean. Thank you.
Yeah, like I don't need every game to just like knock my socks off, make me cry. Like sometimes I just want like a good video game that makes me think about something, that has something a little bit more interesting from a design perspective or whatever. Like that's really what I'm looking for. So yeah, it's more my vibe. Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad we're all in agreement on that. It is a good question though. People like, there was a big discourse. I think it was related to the Pokemon reviews for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, how like it kind of spun into this conversation about how there's very little nuance in like games journalism now, because a lot of people just distill it down to a numbered score or whatever and don't really care about the conversation about it. Sean and I talked about this all the time with Star Wars Outlaws, where people like were just like, oh, it's a 4 out of 10, write it off, let's not talk about it anymore. It's like, well, there's more going on there, you know? So anyways, don't get me on that. I could get on that for a long time.
We don't have that kind of time.
No. Croco Kyle came in with a thought-provoking question. With the Switch turning 8 years old earlier this week, it had me looking back on my time with the console. What are some of your favorite memories with the Switch? Were you an early adopter, or did you pick one up a couple of years into the generation? As for me, I rocked with my Wii U and 3DS for about a year into the Switch generation before I finally caved for games like Mario Odyssey and Pokemon Sword. One of my fondest memories is how much of an explosion Animal Crossing New Horizons had during the early pandemic. A series I'd been playing since the GameCube, getting love from so many people was a bright spot in some dark times. Have a fantastic rest of the week, y'all. Love and appreciate you. Yeah, Switch turned 8 this week. That's crazy.
That's so crazy.
The baby Bab, you know, they grow up so fast.
Gosh. 8 years of the Switch is wild to me. So yeah, I mean, Clayton, what are some of your favorite memories? Did you pick one up at launch? Did you wait a little bit? Talk to me about it.
Well, when the Switch when it came out, I had been dating my now husband for about 3 months at the time.
Yeah.
And we lined up at midnight at Best Buy to get one. It was just like, I remember that day we went and saw Get Out, because that was in the theater at the time.
Oh,
so we
good day.
saw Get Out, then went and got a Switch, and it was just so fun.
That's a good day.
A lot of those, yeah, like as good as it gets. And a lot of those early months of our relationship, I would get home from work, play Breath of the Wild until I fell asleep, and then he would stay up all night playing, and we were just like in my room. At the time I had a roommate.
Shifts.
Yeah.
This is so cute.
So that definitely stands out. And then Animal Crossing was a big one, because we got married the day before COVID shut everything down.
Wow.
So we got married it was March 14th, 2020. The next day we were at brunch with our family, and we got like the news like, oh, they're closing the restaurants tonight. Like we got married the last possible day. And so then Animal Crossing was like, I think like a week or two later, and that was
20th.
basically Yeah, so that was like our honeymoon then. We were just,
Wow.
again, we would take shifts and we shared an island. And
Oh.
sadly, when we upgraded to an OLED, we didn't know about how to transfer the island properly. So it is lost to time, but
Oh,
it was
no.
a really wonderful island we shared.
Aw.
I want to cry. You're so cute.
We
Stop. Can I hang out with you guys? Like,
of course.
got room for one more?
And that's also, we lost all of our Pokemon save data because you also have to do something special with that.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a huge Pokemon person, so I was like, whatever. But he went, replayed everything, and got all of his Pokemon back. He's like hardcore.
Oh my god.
Just forget this. What's the vibe over there with y'all about Legends Z through A? How are you guys excited about it, or?
I'm really looking forward to that because
Yeah.
I'm a pretty casual fan, I'd say. Like, of the mainline series, I've only beaten Blue and Scarlet, but Arceus I thought was phenomenal. And I think the new one, I think the graphics, it looks a little better, and I'm kind of intrigued. I tried to go back and play X and Y to get ready for it, and I just can't. Like, I get so bored.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
But I think it looks fun.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Very good. Okay, well, what about you, Amanda? What are your Switch memories? Did you get one at launch? Tell me about your Switch journey.
Follow that up. That was such a cute story.
It's tough to follow up. Yeah,
I can't follow that. Mine is so lame. What the heck? I will say I was not an early adopter of the Switch. I actually, this is going to sound weird, I was in a weird point in my life where I wasn't super paying attention to video games. I was kind of like in and out a bit. And it wasn't until Animal Crossing was announced that I got like hyped. And my birthday's in March, so it kind of worked out that Animal Crossing also released in March. So I have, it's down here, but I asked for my birthday for the teal Nintendo Switch Lite and Animal Crossing, and I got both for my birthday, just like a little delayed because Animal Crossing came out a couple weeks later. And that was like my first intro into the Switch. I had just been kind of MIA for a bit, like just a weird point in my life, and it was so nice. And then COVID happened, and then, or it had started, and I just felt like that's what really brought me back to like immersing myself in the gaming world, and I was kind of like, I needed that, and I didn't know I needed it, and I'm just like super thankful for it. Like, shout out to Animal Crossing, man, just bringing the people back, because similar to similar to Crocodile, I played it on the GameCube, I played it on the DS, you know, I played it a little bit on the Wii, and now like, it just all brought it back. It brought back all this nostalgia, all the feels. My brother and I got to super reconnect because it's a game that we absolutely loved. But yeah, so no cute love story, but
it's still cute though.
Yeah,
it's still
a special game. Animal Crossing is a special game. It definitely, that got a lot of people into video games, or even like back into video games and into Nintendo and stuff. I mean, yeah, like Lachlan in the chat says, shout outs to Animal Crossing. I wouldn't be here probably. I mean, there are a lot of people who really either like got into video games, got into content creation. Like, it really opened up the floodgates for creativity and just people to have that safe place, especially women. Like, a lot of women were able to connect with it and really kind of get their break into content creation and stuff. And it was awesome. That's a very important video game. Maybe better like release timing of any game ever in history.
I know.
Yes.
Insane.
Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I was a day one. I was just like Clayton, midnight launch. When that thing was revealed, like, I knew that I had to just have it all. Like, I got the Switch, I got the collector's edition of Breath of the Wild, I got all the amiibo. When I like went to GameStop that night, I had to leave with like a box. Like, they had to put my stuff in a box so that I could, carry everything out. And just came home, played, like, I took a week off of work. I did nothing but play Breath of the Wild until my wife would come home, and then we played like snipper clips, and stuff like that. And it was a special time. Like, it really felt like, especially after the Wii U, like, people forget that last like year of the Wii U was just, there was dust and cobwebs on that thing, man. Like, it was rough.
Yeah.
So to bring that Switch home that night with like something as amazing as Breath of the Wild, like it was like we are so back kind of moment, you know. So yeah, 8 years, holy crap, I can't believe it. Here we are, and look, we're almost about to get a Switch 2. It's been so long. Come on now. We got a little message here from HVAC Sparky in the chat. I bought the Switch for my wife in 2019 for Christmas. She's big into Pokemon, so we both got Sword and Shield for it at the time. We then, of course, bought Breath of the Wild. That was my first ever Zelda game. Very good.
Good place to start.
Yeah,
Batwa.
good old Batwa, you know.
Batwa.
Very good. Okay, well, without any further ado, we have to hear about Japan. We have to hear about the Nintendo Museum. Clayton, where do you want to start? Do you like tell us about the Japan trip? Like, I know this is a big topic, so just kind of lead us through. Where do you want us to go with this?
I guess I'll say when the Direct came out for the museum with Miyamoto, I watched it like everyone else, and I remember I was really excited to go because it's Nintendo. I'm just going to be excited no matter what. But I remember thinking, oh, it looks a little underwhelming as a museum. Especially like the top floor, I was like, oh, it's just like game boxes. It's kind of like, why do I need to go there to look at that? But I thought the game section looked fun, where you actually play the games. So going in, I was so excited, but I was also like, I know this might not be an amazing experience because there are a lot of great museums in Japan. Like the Studio Ghibli Museum is one of the best I've ever been to in my life.
Did you went to that?
So jealous.
Yeah, we've been twice, and that's like
twice.
every time we go to Tokyo, I'm like, I will always go there. It's just so amazing. But we had like a 2:30 entry time, and the museum closed at 6. I think they just changed it. It closes at 7 now. So I was like, oh, that's 3.5 hours. That's going to be enough time. It was not nearly enough time. I feel like I saw nothing. It felt so overwhelming being there. There were so many consoles, I didn't even make it to their areas to look at the games and stuff, because there was just so much to look at and so many screens, and it was just a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. And I think they didn't show in the Direct all the extra kind of information and like kind of the cooler things you get to look at.
Yeah.
And then also for the game playing section, we just needed more time because the lines were really long.
Oh, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when we got in there, they announced every once in a while, like, oh, we recommend going down and doing that first. Which we would have, except we did the Hanafuda card workshop where you make Hanafuda cards.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did because it's a unique experience. But that took like an hour. So that was a huge chunk of our time there.
Yeah.
So our time management wasn't the best, and a part of it's just what time we were able to go. But I can't recommend it enough. It's really cool. It feels amazing to just be surrounded by Nintendo stuff. Yes, Amanda.
Question. Are they like totally okay with taking photos, videos? Like, are there any limitations at all?
So the upstairs, you're not allowed to take pictures at all.
Oh.
So you can't take pictures in the actual museum part, which is kind of nice. So you can just go around and look at stuff, and there's not, like you're never in anyone's way. But the downstairs, you can take pictures as much as you want. And actually, when you walk in the door, there's a toad statue, and when you touch their heads, they make noises and stuff.
I've seen
and
that.
they have someone posted there to take pictures for you of you and your group.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's so cute.
And outside as well, they had like some warp pipes and like question mark blocks for you to pose in, and they have a staff member out there to take pictures. So they're like really on top of. Yeah.
As we graciously, Clayton shared some photos. With me here, so I'm gonna pull up some photos. Let me know, chat, if you can see this. Hopefully you can. But,
this one we got right through the gate, and the signs there, and then we were waiting in line to take a picture in those pipes in the background. And so that's me, my husband, and my mother-in-law. So the three of us were on the trip together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they have a lot of great little photo ops, and there's so many little details like everywhere. So I had listened to a podcast where someone talked about going, and like the main thing to know is like you should go everywhere in that museum. Like if you're not eating in the cafe, go to that cafe. Like this Kirby vending machine is in the umbrella room. If you don't have an umbrella, still go in the umbrella room. If you're not doing the Hanafuda workshop, still go up to that area because there's like Excite bikes up the stairwell. Like it's so, the attention to detail is just insane, and it's so cute. And you look up at the ceiling, and there's like an Animal Crossing present just like hanging from the ceiling. So just like it really felt like they put a lot of love into it. You'll find Pikmin in random spots. So yeah, this is the wall as you wait to go upstairs, and so many characters, so many I didn't recognize even.
Oh yeah,
so, that's one of the best photos. Yeah, they have it was just so much fun, and the gift shop is pretty unique. They have stuff that you can't get anywhere else, especially for every console. They have like a mug, shirt, whatever. They have like the same products for every single console. So I got a Virtual Boy mug.
Go broke.
I just thought it was funny.
Oh, that's so cool. Did you find that they had a lot of, like, this is my, when I visited the Nintendo store in New York, it was like my biggest, like, I guess, quote unquote complaint was that they didn't have enough stuff that was like Nintendo New York branded. I think that's what makes it really cool. So did they have a lot of like Nintendo Museum branded stuff?
They had some, like, we all got t-shirts that say Nintendo Museum. They have this like collection of magnets where when you buy them you don't know which one you're getting, that you can only get there, that's like Nintendo history, so from Hanafuda cards up to the Switch. So we got some of those, but most of the stuff, it's the console specific stuff. And when we were there, those big, they have like the big plushies of the controllers, those were all sold out already.
I bet. Yeah.
Which, like, I mean, we couldn't have gotten one. We didn't have room in our luggage, but I wanted to buy just, a separate like, suitcase. Yes. And both times we've been to Japan, we did have to buy an extra suitcase for souvenirs. And this time we were so determined not to do that, but we ended up buying that like cool Pikachu suitcase. So I don't know if you've seen it online. It's like jet black. It's really cute.
Nice. Worth it.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, I gotta dig into some of this stuff here. So when you, so like, what's the? I know it's like done by lottery, which has become pretty common, pretty standard practice for Nintendo. Did y'all didn't like take the trip just for the Nintendo Museum, right? Like you were already going.
No, we were already planning to go, but the Nintendo Museum was the kind of linchpin of it, where we had to wait until we found out when we were going to that, and we built the trip out from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that made it a little tricky, because also we didn't win the lottery. All three of us entered, none of us won.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, how did you wind up getting in?
So the way it works, I think one of the questions was about this too, about like how the lottery works. And it's like I think it's like 3 months in advance you enter. So like right now you can enter for June, I think.
Okay.
And then you enter anytime during the month. And then when the new month rolls around, you get an email that says you were chosen or you weren't chosen. Right. And for us, none of us were chosen. So we were like, okay, we'll enter for February and we can kind of shift our vacation back because we hadn't booked anything. But some groups, multiple people will get chosen, or some people will get chosen but then not actually want the tickets. So I was like, at some point the extra tickets are going to go on sale. So every day I was just on that website refreshing over and over. And it was like maybe 2 weeks later, all of a sudden they were just on sale. I was at work in the middle of a work day and I was like, okay, and I'm texting my husband who's working from home. I'm like, okay, we have to get these right now. And I managed to get them pretty easily, but that's why we ended up with not like a great time. Like we would have preferred to go earlier in the morning, but I was like, hey, we got it.
We'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the lottery, it's like the easier way to get it. But if you don't win the lottery, you can still get it, which isn't the case for a lot of the kind of like pop culture-y stuff in Japan. A lot of that, it's like you have to be online when they go on sale or you just don't get to go. So it's nice there's this kind of backup option for the museum.
That's cool.
That's good. Yeah, that's good to know.
Random...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. So I'll go after, because if you're talking about I have a random question.
No, go for it.
I'm looking at the map. So I'm on their website looking at the map. Are the bathrooms cool? I feel like some really cool places like really go all out in the bathroom, and I'm just curious.
The bathroom was very normal, but they were playing Zelda music in it, so that was nice.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a nice little treat.
Great Fairy Fountain was playing in there.
Let's go.
This is what I want to see too.
Yeah.
Just what I want when I'm going to the bathroom. Okay, interesting.
Nothing wrong. I think I've never been to Super Nintendo World, but I've seen
Same.
Pictures of it, and it's like, yeah, it's like there's like bloopers and like underwater themed, and they're playing like
Okay.
Dire Docks or whatever underneath, so yeah, that's cool.
I live
Well,
10 minutes from Universal, and I've never been to the Nintendo Land.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like one of these
Clayton
days we'll go, but
goes to Japan, but doesn't go to the place that's like right at home.
no.
Yeah, gotta make some time. They got the Donkey Kong stuff coming, so good time to go. Well, so from what I understand, just from the stuff that I've seen and read online, isn't it in like two different buildings? Like they have the museum itself, and then they have like there's an area with like the restaurant, and I think that's where you also do like the Hanafuda and stuff. Isn't that how it's set up?
Yeah. So when you go in, 'cause this building used to be like a factory or something.
Right.
And there's actually like a little spot upstairs that talks about the history of the building.
That's
so
cool.
There's the museum building, and then the umbrella room kind of connects the two. It's like between them. But they're like, it takes you like 10 seconds to walk from one to the other. Because we didn't eat at the cafe, but we went in there just to look around, and they have this like crazy Wind Waker like stained glass window in there. Like it's so beautiful.
Look at that.
And so it's like worth going in there just to see that. And even the Hanafuda, where we were sitting, right behind us were little display boxes. And they had like Pikmin holding Hanafuda cards in there. Like there's so much. Oh yeah, there I am with my cards.
So cute.
I think I'm wearing the same shirt. So.
Oh yeah,
like I'm
bring
there
it
right
full
now.
circle. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys eat there in the cafe? I'm like looking at their cafe menu, and their build your own burger is very interesting. But did you guys eat there?
Yeah, we didn't because it wasn't like themed at all. It was just like, there's like a million different burgers you can make. So we were like, we don't want to like spend time here doing that. I think if we had been there for the whole day, I would have liked to try it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, my husband that day wasn't feeling well. We each had one day where we kind of felt under the weather, and that was his day, unfortunately. So that morning he stayed at the hotel, and then he's like, I'm going to the museum. So we'll definitely be back so he can fully enjoy it, but he still had a good time.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Well, what's up with the? So you said it takes about an hour. Like, how does the Hanafuda card, like making your own card, work? Are you picking from like stencils to like paint in or something like that? Like, what? Are you doing
so
with this?
when you go in, they show you basically a menu of there's a different set for each month. So I just picked the month that had the most intricate ones because I was like, I want to make something kind of interesting. And then they give you all the cards, they give you stencils, and then all the paints and stuff are at the table. So painting takes like just like 10 minutes or something. Like it's really quick. You just do each stencil and you choose whatever colors you want, or you can follow their directions. But what takes forever is you add the backing to each card. So you have to like use glue and then fold the paper over on each side and then use these kind of like binder clips to hold them. Because I was like, we're going to be done with this so quick. And it's like, oh no, this is like arts and crafts hour.
Oh yeah. Because it's like the cloth like borders and stuff, right? And all that.
Yeah, it's almost like a thick like construction paper material or something. Yeah. And actually, I have them right here too. So they send you home with this it's like a little envelope that you can display.
That's awesome.
So it was fun. I'm really glad we did that because there was like a unique experience, and that's something right when you walk in, there's like a little information desk where you can book that, or you can book a session to play Hanafuda, which we didn't do that, but that's another option too.
That's cool. Because it's like I was looking at a video of it, and maybe they show this at the direct too, but it's like a weird like projection where they like teach you how to play it, right? Like
and it's like a simplified version, I think. So it's like anyone can go in there and kind of enjoy it. Maybe next time I would try that because I think that'd be kind of fun to just see how that works. But yeah, that's just like when you go upstairs from the cafe, it's like one end of the hallway is the making cards and the other is where you play. So
tell me
worth popping up
about
there.
This here, I and I'm hoping. I think what I have to do, chat, is I think I have to close out the whole thing and re-pull it up so that y'all can see it. So keep me updated, chat, if y'all can't see these pictures, and I'll refresh it. But tell me about this. This picture here.
Yeah.
These are like poems or something, aren't they? Like, isn't that what the deal is here?
Yeah, I think so. So this was in the downstairs where there's all the games where you have 10 coins you get to spend on games, and each game costs a different amount of coins.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is like in the middle of that room. And when you play this one, they give you a little, basically like a little smartphone iPad type thing.
Okay.
And on the screen, it's showing you a card that you need to find on the floor. But all the cards are super similar. Like they're all like a person sitting with a different color. The poem is different. The border is different. So it's kind of hard to find which one you're looking for. But when you do, you line it up in the camera of your little tablet, and then you click on the screen and it gives you points.
Okay.
So it's kind of a fun one, like just getting to move around. And it's one of the only ones where you're like with other people. So
right.
It's a cool one. Probably one of my favorite ones I did.
That's cool. You mentioned the coins. The thing operates like when y'all get a ticket, you get 10 coins. And is it everybody gets 10 coins of their own? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So the way it works is when you go in, they print your little card. I have mine here, and every card is loaded with the 10 coins. And since I was like the person who made the order, I was able to put my me on mine. So I was really happy about that.
Oh, that's so cute.
But then everyone else in the party just has Mario on theirs.
Oh.
And so, you have 10 coins that you just use throughout that area. And they have these little machines where you can check how many coins you have left. And also every time you spend coins at a game, I think it also would tell you.
Okay.
So when we went down there, it was so hectic, and we wanted to do the giant controller the most, but the lines for that were so long. So we wanted to do the N64, but we ended up doing one of the Wii games because the line was shorter, and that was pretty fun. Just like holding a giant Wii remote and
massive Wii remote. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like ice cream scoops are falling from the sky, and you just have to catch them, and it was pretty cute.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Tell me about the so you have a picture here of like these are lockers, right? That's what I gathered from this.
So before you go through the gate to get into the actual museum, they have all these lockers, and most of them are just normal, but then there are certain blocks that look like Game Boy games. So they had like this one, they had Wario Land, I forget what else, but because it's not in the museum, you can actually take pictures of those too. Right. And of course, all the Game Boy ones were taken, but I was like, I'm taking a picture of every single one of these.
Yes, I love this. Yeah. So when you get in there, because obviously you couldn't take pictures of the actual like exhibition room. Like, tell me about that, because like it looked. I mean, even just from the direct, you could see just walls and walls of like games. Like everything from Nintendo's been around for like 135 years or something, and they've made like toys in that time. Just like the amount of stuff that Nintendo has done over this time is crazy. So like, yeah, like what kind of stuff did you see?
My favorite part of the upstairs was this one corner. They have a lot of the prototypes for different like hardware over the years. So they had like different controller prototypes. They had a lot of Wii balance board prototypes where it's like, oh, this one only has one pressure point. This one, I don't even remember all the different ones, but they had a lot. And I thought that was really interesting. And then you've probably seen like the game displays where it's just like rows of boxes. But on the back of each one of those, it's a more like infographic about each system where it's like, here's what Nintendo's goal was with this. Here's what was innovative about this. Here's which franchises began on this system. Which, for Nintendo fans, it's probably not that informative, but it's kind of nice to just see it done that way and like kind of see how they present it, how they are telling their own history. And then there were certain sections that were a celebration of each franchise. So it's like, oh, here's every Zelda game in one spot. Here's every WarioWare game, every Fire Emblem game. And so that was
Man.
really fun to see, especially like the really obscure stuff, like the Tingle games. Where I'm like, I wish I could just have
Yes.
that. Like,
Yeah. Can I just buy this? Can I just
yeah.
have that?
And then they had like a wall where it was like their older stuff from before video games. So it's like random board games and toys and the little like batting cage thing, which is one of the games you can also play like downstairs.
Yeah.
So that was one of the really interesting parts too, is just seeing like all the random stuff they've made over the years. So that was really fun. And also seeing the games was really interesting because some of them it's like, oh, this one never came out in Japan. And then like, wait, what?
Oh,
so,
weird.
Like some of that stuff, they mark all of that to let you know like which regions games were excluded from, how it's sold in each region. There's like little pie charts on each system.
That's cool.
So yeah, so there is more information there than I thought there would be. Not like a ton, but there was more to look at and more to like take in than I expected.
I could spend all day reading stuff like that.
Yeah.
Seth would be moving in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could literally spend an entire day just reading that stuff. I eat that stuff up. Yeah, that's my bread and butter. There's a question from Laura. He's like, question for Clayton. What's the weirdest thing that you saw or experienced at the Nintendo Museum?
One thing that was weird to me is in the upstairs, there's this one little corner that's about the history of the building. And it's just like a few pictures and little placards talking about it. And that's the one spot you're allowed to take pictures. And I was like, why? And I think it's because right there is like a Pikmin in the window. So you can take a picture of the courtyard with like a Pikmin there. But I remember, I was just like, this is so strange. Like really random. Like just take a picture of some black and white photos.
Yeah.
And then I think because my mother-in-law was with us and, you know, obviously she knows video games because my husband and his siblings have been gamers forever. But she had never heard of the Virtual Boy, and they have for that section like where you can put your face up and see what the game looked like. Yeah. And I remember going to Kmart as a kid and playing Virtual Boy, and even as like a 5-year-old, I was like, "This is not cool."
Like, this sucks.
So I loved getting to show her that. She was like, "Wait, is it supposed to look like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I think for a lot of people, I think that would be one of the weirder parts is just getting to see the Virtual Boy kind of in action. So
yeah, I mean, how many people
I like that.
These days, like people who have never, who either don't know what the Virtual Boy is or have no idea what it looks like that black and red, like vector, like grid based, like look to it and everything. Yeah.
And that's why I had to get the Virtual Boy mug. And it just says like Virtual Boy on it. It has the controller on it, the year it came out. It's like, yeah, I need this.
There's a photo on Google. I just happened to Google it to see what would show up, and there's a photo of the SNES controllers, like the big pillows. I'm like, oh my god, I need that.
I know.
They're probably so expensive, but I'm like, I need that.
I think those are like $100 or something.
Oh, it's so worth it though. Worth it.
Yeah.
Look,
I also realized when I was.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I realized when I was there, I didn't know what a Super Famicom controller looked like. I had never seen one.
Yeah,
because they have like the button gachapons in a couple spots, not at the museum, but at the stores, and so I got some of that, and I was like, oh, this is really weird. Like even like the buttons, instead of being like concave, they're convex,
right,
or something. I know the buttons are different.
Out.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That's cool. Yeah. I for me, like that was one of the, I saw people like taking pictures and video from like the merch store. I was like, man, I need a Wii remote like pillow more than I need my next meal. Like I want that thing so
That's
bad.
All we need.
No idea.
A Wii remote body pillow.
Oh my god.
I'm almost glad they were sold out because I would have been tempted, even though there was just no way to get it home.
Dude,
and I know my dog, he would go for it.
Yeah, they're on eBay for like $300. Like,
right? Yeah.
I'm like, low key, maybe worth it. I don't know, but I would want mine. I would want to go pick mine out, have that experience, and be like, no, I went to the museum and spent $300 on a pillow. Yes, I did.
Yeah. No kidding. That's cool. Well, I mean, if you had to pick like one or two like highlights, like if you're going to the museum, Like, what are some, because from what I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you get the 10 coins and then you can't refill them, right? Like, you have to come back. So, like, if you're sitting there plotting out the sort of course and how best to spend your 10 coins, what for you are like the can't miss sort of things in there?
I would say definitely do a giant controller. Like the one we did, I think was one of the worst ones probably because it wasn't as interesting or intricate, but it was still really fun. And that's really popular, so I think it's worth doing. I really liked the one that you showed the picture of where you're finding the cards on the screen just because the interface was kind of interesting. And then they have this Game & Watch where it's like there's a camera or something where you are using your body to play, I don't know what's called, like the juggling one. So you have to like be going like
just
this.
Ball. Yeah, it's
just ball.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been some other Game & Watch games like that you play with your body, but that's the one I did. And it was just, it was weird, especially because I'm so tall. But input was like a little strange.
Especially by Japan standards, you're probably a giant over there.
Yes, I do get sometimes stopped when we're over there because people are just kind of like, whoa.
Oh my God. Is it like they stop and ask to take a photo?
We had that happen one time where we were in a different city and this woman stopped us and she's like, I saw you in Tokyo the other day. We're like, we were in Tokyo the other day. Then she added us on Instagram and we took a picture together.
That's cute.
That's so cute.
Awesome. I think next time we go to the museum, I want to do the shooting gallery, which I think is like 4 coins. So that's, you really have expensive. To commit to that.
Yeah.
So I didn't try that one. Or there's like Love Connection thing, which I didn't really understand what it was, but I was like, well, maybe I'll try that next time.
Is it a dating sim?
Like
in the museum?
It might be, or like speed dating. I don't know.
Oh, I met my soulmate at the Nintendo Museum in Japan.
Museum. Yeah.
Can you imagine? I would love that.
That's like the ultimate meet cute, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
100%.
That'd be awesome.
But I had like 1 extra coin, so I just went to the room where you can play old Nintendo games. And it was so popping in there. Like, I didn't think people would be doing that because it's like you can play all that at home, but I think it's just like fun to play there. Like it's a unique setting. You pick your game, and I think you get like 8 minutes. So I was playing. I don't even know what it was called because I don't think it came to the US, but it's kind of like Zelda, but you're playing as like a samurai or something. And I just saw it's on NSO, so I'm like, I might play this some more.
Yeah, Mysterious Murasame Castle.
Oh, I think that's it. Yeah.
I'm such a
dork. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I just love that you're just spitting that out. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best moment ever.
I feel like there was a time I knew that from Smash Brothers, but
it isn't Smash. Yeah,
faded.
Yeah.
So it's like, just the.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Well, we there was a question too, I guess generally about Japan. Yon32 wanted to know if you had any tips for those wanting to visit Japan in the near future. It sounds like Yon32 is planning a possible trip, and you had already said you need to plan the lottery is 3 months. It sounds like in advance. But any other tips for like visiting Japan for people who might want to be going?
Yeah, I think I have 2 main tips. And the first one is there's something called the Suica card, and you can just add it on your phone. Suica. It's like a transit card.
Fruit game.
Suica. Well, it's weird because it's called Suica, but their mascot's a penguin, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay, yeah.
But you can add it to your Apple Wallet or whatever phone you have. I'm sure they have it. And you can use it for all trains and all buses in all of Japan.
Okay.
The exception of like the bullet train, you have to like buy tickets for that. But pretty much anything else, you can use this, and so it makes it so easy to get around. You can also use it to pay at stores and stuff. So it's like a must-have on your phone. And you don't even have to open the app or anything. You just tap it at the station, tap it when you leave.
That's awesome.
So that's like number 1. And then if you're gonna be doing anything like nerdy, you just have to find out when the tickets go on sale, and you have to be online when they go on sale. So that's like the Kirby Cafe, the Pokemon Cafe, Ghibli Park, Ghibli Museum. It will be like minutes and they will be gone.
Oh, wow.
So my husband will wake up at like 2 a.m. and just like get these tickets.
What a trooper. Oh my God. Jeez.
There were a couple I woke up with him to like help, but I was really just moral support because he's like so much faster at it. And if there's anything you can't get, sometimes if you use a VPN, you can get like Japanese tickets, or once you're there, like at the Pokemon Cafe, sometimes you can go the day of and they might have a cancellation, but it's just, if you can be online when they go on sale, that's the way to do it. And even then, it's so hard sometimes.
Wow.
It's like cutthroat, you know?
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
That's
but
crazy.
It's worth it, especially if you like Studio Ghibli. Both Ghibli things are amazing, and they're the only places in the world you can watch Miyazaki short films.
Oh.
So every time you go, you get to see one of his shorts, and it's just like the coolest.
Yeah, I know you're obviously your big thing is movies. For those that don't know, Clayton is the best Letterboxd follow like possible. You're huge into movies, and yeah, I saw you talking about that. You got to watch one of those exclusive short films. That is so cool.
Yes, yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of going to Japan, is just getting to see something new from him, because it's like just being alive at the same time as him is crazy to me.
Yes, that's awesome. I love that. Did you guys get to did you get to do like Kirby Cafe or Pokemon Cafe or anything like that?
Yeah, we did both of those both times we've gone. The Pokemon Cafe, the food is not great, but the atmosphere is very cute. Watching Pikachu dance is very fun. Whereas the Kirby Cafe, the food is weirdly good. Like they have this like cheese pizza that they drizzle honey on, and it's so good. Like underrated combo. And the presentation there is really cute. I think they're both worth going to at least once.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Did you go to any shrines while you were out there? That's all I see over Instagram is everyone goes to the shrines.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like when you go to Japan, when you first go, when you see shrines, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is so amazing. And then you see them everywhere. Like you will be walking down like a random alley and there's just a shrine there. But then there's some that are so beautiful, or some of the like the Buddhist temples as well are really amazing. Yeah. And we went up to Sapporo this time, which is on the northern island, Hokkaido, and going to some of those shrines like in the snow, incredible, like so beautiful. So
Clayton, how do you build your itinerary? Do you obviously the museum was a huge part of it and had like a huge impact on what you were going to do. But is it kind of like, okay, like this time around, like these are the things we want to see? Or is it kind of a little bit of like go with the flow? Or like, do you get inspiration from Instagram or anything? Or are you just researching?
I'd say it's mostly Instagram. And as you follow more travel accounts, they just keep pushing more at you. And also finding different like travel YouTubers that you like. We follow this one called Hangry by Nature, where she and her family just go to Japan all the time and go to all like the cool stuff, so they're really fun. And we also we follow an account called Tokyo Bottom, where they just talk about gay life in Japan and culture, which has been really useful, because like when you go to a bar, you're supposed to buy a drink for the bartender, like stuff like that, like cultural stuff where it's like, oh, this is good to know. So just like little things like that. But we kind of just have like a big running list. Like on Google Maps, we have a lot of stuff marked. We have a shared note on our phones, and we just keep adding to it. And then my husband's like the master planner. So he'll organize it all, figure out like, oh, on this day we can accomplish all of this. On this day we could accomplish all of this.
Can I borrow him? Because like me going to London, I'm like throwing stones at a brick wall. I'm like, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm like, I feel like I need a plan.
Yeah, he's so good at it. And sometimes we find like, oh, we get so much more done in a day than we expect, or we don't get to that, so we'll push it to the next day. So we kind of like go with the flow as we go, kind of figure it out. And sometimes the itinerary is like, go to Shibuya and wander around. And that's like enough. It's like, you'll just find stuff to do. So
the best.
That's awesome. Yeah,
cool.
I really want to go.
Same. Can we go?
It's so worth going.
Can we bring Clayton and his husband, please? Can all of us go?
And it is a good... I don't know why the yen is still so weak. Like, it was that way when we went 2 years ago. It still is. So it's like the flight is expensive, but once you get to Japan, things are really cheap. Like, the food is so cheap. You can get a hotel really cheap. It's like, just like some of the touristy stuff will be expensive and souvenirs, but actually, like, being there, it's pretty affordable once you actually get there.
Did you stay in any of the more like, what's the word I want to use? Like an OG kind of hotel where it's like the futon on the floor.
Oh,
like, did you have that kind of experience?
We did on our first trip when we went to Kyoto. We stayed in one. They call them ryokans. It's like a traditional inn. So it's like tatami floors, and they would come in and like put breakfast in our room every morning, and that was cool. It's so highly recommend trying that out. It's really fun.
Cute. All right, we're going. Can we all go? That's like my dream, and like
I would love it.
It gets teased a lot at work because my company has an office in Japan, and I'm always like, can you just send me I'll go along. I'll figure it out. Like, please, if you send anybody, please send me. Because I also think I follow a lot of vegan accounts that are in Japan, and because a lot of people say it's complicated to eat vegan, I'm like, not for this girl.
I just saw a post the other day about eating vegan in Japan, and they were just showing all of the great restaurants and stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, you can do that.
I'm sure you could. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot of like seafood. I'm sure there's vegetarian at least options over there.
There's a ton. And there's so much that's like growing and growing. I'm also learning that about the UK at the moment, is that like it's just like becoming so normalized over on that side of the world that it's like, no, it's just part of the culture now. So
that's awesome.
I'm so envious of you. Did you come home with any like souvenirs outside of the museum stuff? Like, is there anything you've always wanted to get that's like traditional? I'm sure you have a ton, but if you had a top three.
My three things I like to get when I travel are tote bags, mugs, and magnets.
Classic.
It's always that. This time I got this like really big mug at the Ghibli Museum that was for the short film we saw last time we were there. And so I've started like, I'll make my iced latte in that in the morning, and this giant mug.
Massive.
Or at the Nintendo store over there, they have like a line of Mario stuff where it almost looks like hand drawn. Like, the designs are so cute. And so I got the mug set where when you stack them up, it's the flagpole. It's like cool. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad like sliding down the flagpole.
It's so cute.
And then my husband, he's big into gachapon, so I swear he probably does like at least 50 while we're there. Or maybe 100, I don't know.
That's
God, I love that.
And I was just looking, I've been watching Hunter x Hunter, the anime.
Yes,
and
so
I
good.
was like,
such a good show.
I need to find Hunter x Hunter stuff, but it's like kind of old, so there was nothing anywhere. Finally found a gachapon, and it was like random characters from season 3, and I'm like, I just wanted like the main character. But I got 2 of them, and they're sitting on my shelf now, so it's all right.
I love that. Oh my god, it's so fun. I've always wanted to go to they have like the Naruto park. That's where I want to go. And it's just got the statues everywhere. Oh, one day.
Yep, you'll get there.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta go.
We're all gonna go. CPG crew, we're all going.
Field trip.
Buckle up, everybody. Fulia's already been. Fulia can help us out.
Somehow. Yeah. We'll figure it out. We gotta go someday, especially now because, like Clayton said, like the yen is very like weak right now for whatever reason, and I've seen that. Like, I'll watch YouTubers that go to Japan and they'll put up like the price conversion, and they'll be in whatever the Pokemon Center, and they'll be like, yeah, this thing is is normally whatever 300 yen, but converted to USD it's like $1.20 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, nuts.
It's crazy. It's like 33% or something. It's wild. So yeah, gotta go.
We'll vlog the whole thing. That would be great Patreon content. Oh my god.
That's true. Okay, very cool. Well, we appreciate you for sharing your experience here on the show with us. Any like final thoughts or like parting kind of pieces of advice or anything like that before we wrap up?
I guess I would just say go to Japan. It's so fun.
Oh, yeah.
If you can make it happen, it's worth going. It's my favorite place I've ever been. I want to live there. And if anyone's interested in learning Japanese or going to Japan, feel free to hit me up. I'm on the Discord. I love talking about it. And my school where I learned Japanese is great, and they have online classes. So if anyone wants to learn,
There you go.
very cool.
Yeah.
I love
Oh my
that.
God, I'm obsessed with you. I'm
That's
so
awesome.
obsessed.
Well, Clayton, where can people find you online? I would love for you to specifically plug your Letterboxd, because
Yes.
I specifically talk about your Letterboxd.
My Letterboxd and my Instagram are both cdwalter226. I don't really use Twitter much anymore because of what it is. I haven't fully made the jump to Blue Sky yet, so maybe someday. My favorite kind of movie to watch is animated movies. So I run an animation blog. It's called Great Lines, Beautiful Lines. And it's greatlinesbeautiful.blogspot.com. And I mostly try to write about like international movies, independent movies. So I'll be like emailing like Romanian production companies. I'm like, hey, can I watch your movie? And I'll review it. And so I review some really weird stuff, but most of it's really good. I just reviewed a movie that's like a live action animation blend where it's like about a coffee cup that gets thrown away and it's convinced that its owner is going to come back for it. And all the other trash is like, no, like you're trash. And it was so funny, so brilliant. So I've stuff like that. You can read about it on my blog.
Oh my God, you are
Beautiful
so
Lines, it's called on
Yes.
Blogspot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, you're so precious.
We've got people in the chat are like, add Clayton to Carpool Gaming. Everybody's a big fan.
I'm gonna have a review of the new Barbie movie up soon. It just hit Netflix today, so I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. I love that. Okay, Sean found it. Sean put it in the chat there. There you go. That's awesome. Cool. Well, thanks so much again for coming through, Amanda. Where can people find you on the internet?
Again, I can't one up that. That's so precious. I'm obsessed. You can find me playing Fortnite with Clayton. That's where you can find me. But you can also find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/miles_of_Amanda. Birthday celebration on Monday.
Let's go.
She's getting old. Not great. It's fine. I'm also on the sky is blue. I'm trying to change the name of it. But the sky is very blue over there on that blue sky. So I'm over there and Instagram, and that's pretty much it. Come hang out. Come play Fortnite. Sean says happy 26th birthday. Oh my God. Thank you. I wish. Yeah. Forever 21.
There's nothing wrong with getting older. We're lucky to be able to get older.
True.
You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. Well, as for me, you can find me on the internet at $2 Hero on Blue Sky. That's my main thing. My Switch friend code, of course, SW411280613454, just like Eric Lindros. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Before we wrap up, I would like to thank our patrons over there on patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Thank y'all so much for supporting us over there. Thank you to our ultimate producers like Jonathan Brown, whose music you can find at linktree/pme.jib. Just dropped a new album, Me, Myself, and I, so go support him and his music. Quaggy, who reminds you that the best babes are Xenobabes, by the way. 2 weeks out from Xenoblade X.
It's coming.
It's coming. Technical Michael, who says, whether you are Kevesi or Agnian, you're a Xenobabe at heart. Thank you guys so much for your support on Patreon at the Ultimate Producer tier. Thank you to our Platinum producers like Smokin Joe, the Captain, and Tim Paullin. And thank you to our Gold members like Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, Jan32, Ligerwoods 330, Mr. Giggles, OldMrFrump, Patrice Mallette, Peje EP, Riley King, and Stephen Keller. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you so much for your support. You can get a 7-day free trial over there at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Join their ranks for free for 7 days. See what all the fuss is about. We'll see you there. For myself, for Amanda, for Clayton, this has been the Nintendo Drive. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off,
Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome Nintendo Drive merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock all sorts of exclusive content like the Nintendo Drive Post Show. Links to everything are in the description. See you next week!
Beak.